The API connector in CData Sync lets you connect to any API that produces XML or JSON data. This means that you can replicate data from custom or proprietary APIs to your preferred data stores. To begin, log into CData Sync and navigate to the Connections page. Note that we have already configured a connection to our replication destination. Click Add Connection and select API as the connector. You'll start on the Settings page, where you'll name the connection and configure settings that apply to your API. We're connecting to the OData v4 example service, so we'll leave authentication as none, but the most popular schemes are supported. We'll set the test URL to a URL for the OData v4 API. It isn't necessary to set a header, but you can add API-wide headers here. Once you've configured the top-level API settings, you can save the settings. Reopen the connection and navigate to the Tables tab, where you can configure the virtual tables and views that represent your API endpoints. In this example, we'll connect with the people endpoint of the OData v4 service. Click Add Table. Set the request command to get and the URL to the URL for our endpoint. We know the OData v4 API returns JSON data, so we'll leave the format as JSON. You can add endpoint-specific URL parameters and headers in the new table interface as well. In the Table Details section, click the Configure Table button to navigate through the configuration wizard. We'll see the API response to confirm our configuration. Click Next. Select the objects to use for the repeat elements or those parts of the response that we want to treat as rows. Click Next. Select the fields to use as columns and click Next. Preview the tabular data. Name the table People and click Confirm. Back in the Add Table interface, we'll see that our columns have been filled in automatically, including the JSON path to the values for each column. In the same interface, we can configure any endpoint-specific filters and pagination. Click Save to save the configuration. And that's everything you need to know to configure a connection to an API using the API connector in CData Sync. Check out our other videos to learn more about CData Sync. To get started and download a free trial, visit cdata.com/sync. Thanks for watching, and as always, you can find more resources at cdata.com.